Hi, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. You're welcome to this edition of the Bètá Convo. And today we have a great guest, one of Africa's finest athletes, and I will be bringing him in now to, talk to us, and we just try and get to know him. So his name is Nijel Amos. He's the 2012 Olympic silver medalist and the 2014 Commonwealth Games champion. So, hello, Nigel. How are you doing today?
Doing so well. How are you doing, brother?
I'm good, good. It's good to see your face. I
Hey,
know it's like
yeah.
very early for you
I like, I
in the
like your,
US.
I like your jacket. I like your jacket.
Oh, good. It's Team Africa. It's
Yeah,
from the African Continental Cup like, in
that was my,
2018. Yeah.
yeah, that was my. I remember making my first African team. How it feels, that color,
Good,
that
good.
jacket. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to?
Just a little been putting on work. I had at, I wouldn't say a time trial, but it's kind of time trial 600 yesterday. So yeah, now I take it easy. Rest day today.
Wow, good. So, how did it go yesterday?
I ran 117, but I misjudged the pace. I went 22.0 the first 200 and then 46 400, and then I just didn't have anything to take it home with. But I did 117, which is still good for 600.
Wow, wow, good. So, I know this whole season has been messed up a bit because of the coronavirus. So, you guys have had to juggle your training and, you know,
Yeah, we have to alter them, then
yeah.
see what could work, what could we keep going, not breaking the rules we put in place by the people around, following the regulations, but still seeing like what we're doing, But now things are opening up. Like we could go out and train and put on some work at the stadium. So I hope it just keep going that way, and eventually can be out there and do what we love, but the best.
Yeah. But, with the Olympics next year, I know you have to kind of re-strategize, what you've planned for this year. So because next year there is Olympics, and then I know you're in Oregon.
Yeah.
The 2022 World Championship comes up there as well. So you have a kind of a 2-year window now to plan for. How are you? What are you doing with your coach? How are you guys planning that?
We definitely realize now the season have changed. It's no longer going to be an off season. It's gonna be World Championship, Olympic, World Championship, Olympic. Things have changed. That's where it's exciting now to say going each and every year consistency. Are we going to focus on racing more of the diamond leagues, or are we going to focus on getting to win championships? And for athlete like me, I've win 15 individual diamond league races, and I look at it and say, if I won 15 individual diamond league races, I should be able to win championships, I think my last championship I win that I'm really say championship I won that will be Commonwealth Games, an African championship. But I want to get there and win the World Championship and the Olympics. So now I think we're working on getting myself onto that position, and being a year by year now, no break, going to help us to be able to judge it going forward. This year we just kept the body going, kept training going, like we still have a normal season, so that the mind and everything keep going too.
Yeah. So, the 2018 and 2018 season, for instance, was a bit bumpy for you. Um,
Yeah.
Injuries and things like that. But you bounced back towards the end of last year. How has it been for you? Since the
It's been,
highs of 2012 to now, how have you been?
for me, it's been a really long road, 7 year road from 2012 to 2019. I ran my best time at 18 years in 2012. And the more I grow up, the more I expect to be better. The more I expect to be faster and getting things around more better. But if you look at it, at 19, I couldn't break 142, 143. And from there, I never come close to 141 again until 7 years after, which is last year, I got back to 141 again. But I look at it to say, if I got back to it 7 years, it means that the hard work I've been putting in is now paying off. And now, how do I stay consistent? So now we look at say, how do I stay at that sport consistency now. I've been even though I've been not running 141s, but I've been in the second. I've been consistent in the second. I've been there in top 5. I've been there in top 3 year in and year out. But now I'm pushing to say I want to deliver the best I could do, and I'm working on to getting that ticked off.
Yeah, there was this interview by the IWF recently where you said you're not running like a Lamborghini or Ferrari, like a sports car. Take us through that. What do you mean by that?
No, my running style have improved, my technique have
Okay,
improved. I'm saving more energy. I was saying that because I'm not going across now. It seems like everything's coming up straight, so I'm getting my energy right. I'm getting my pacing right. If the GTR, they start some cars that's fast, but they can keep going for long. So I'm saying now
that's true.
I'm starting to be able to gauge myself properly, to get everything together, to run smooth. And it showed that last year in Monaco how I ran my 141. If you look how I did 141 in Monaco and look how I did 141 in London or the past couple of races, you could see the difference in racing and how the body posture and everything was coming up. For me, it's all about putting that together now and be more smooth. And who knows, if the more I'm smooth, the more energy I'm saving, where it will take me. Maybe can get that world record. Yeah.
So in the Olympics also, in case the Botswana team qualifies, are you still planning to join the 4x4 team? Or you're just going to focus on 800 meters now?
No, I will definitely join the 4x4 team. Botswana will qualify. And one of the teams that I believe have a very big chance to get in the podium. In the 4x4, we have a strong team, really each and every leg robust.
Wow. Okay. So there's something that someone told me once, like one of the questions we got preparing for this program. Someone asked that, look, I want to be a 800 meters runner. And was asking, how do you become an 800 meter runner? What's the process? And I said, okay, we'll put that to you so you can educate us on what does it take to be an 800 meter champion.
I guess it's same to be the best in every aspect of life. If you look at it, we all want to win. It's the same as you. What did it take for you to pass a subject in school? What did you do? It's the same everywhere. We put in the same principles in every aspect of life to get the results you want to get. The discipline, the hard work, and being able to sacrifice. It's all those things we put in every day in our daily life. It's still the same thing we're putting in our track too, and to get our things right.
Yeah, I wanted to show you something. This is a picture from Monaco. So this is what you were talking about, your running style.
Now, if you pull again another picture from Monaco, you could see the difference.
Yeah, so this is another one.
Yeah, you see that difference
from Doha. Yes.
That is the difference of talking about of Bugatti and getting all the things together, trying to make everything move together right.
Yeah. So, and also right now, do you still take, because I know that you always train in Oregon, right?
Yeah.
But the core team of Botswana train at home.
Yes.
So now, how do you guys coordinate that in terms of the 4x4?
We will have the camp definitely. We're going to championships, we're going to the races. We'll have the last team camp. That's where the camps. That way we'll holding camp. That's where we'll get to do the baton exchange and get around all those things as a work as a team. But definitely we do talk every day to keep in touch. We have team groups, so we keep in touch to keep the relationship going. We're fighting to get back there to put Botswana there we are, because we produce. We got the talent. We got everything. We want to be able to display it at the best level. And I think we could do that. And real Nigeria is one of the countries that should be displaying at that level. It's countries like Nigeria is not. Nigeria is not like other countries. Not like they don't have the foundation of being top at the Olympic table. They have those parts where Nigeria was shaking the medal table of the Olympics. They have those parts. Just to go back and say, what were we doing that we stopped doing? So I think for them they've reached information already. I remember when we were coming from Rio, I was sitting next to one of the Nigerian guys, like, we need to go back to our foundation. And I in my mind, I was like, the foundation is like 8 years plan, something like that. I think, it's like, no, I think preparation is all it takes now. Preparation is, I think that should put in place.
I think the problem with Nigeria is a bit complicated because in the last 10 years, a lot has changed. So um, when we were young and we were competing for the junior teams, most of the talent then were from school sports, secondary school, and also universities. Now, some schools don't even do inter-house sports. So, and then a lot of things have changed in terms of the sports infrastructure in the universities as well. And if you notice now in the World Student Games, Nigeria is not that visible anymore.
Yeah.
In Africa, you have mainly South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Namibia. Most countries in the South are the ones and the North Africans as the one that seem to take it seriously. So that's where we need to first go back to kind of reorientate
Bring
ourselves
it
and
back. Bring
start
back the
again
sport
from the
in the
school
first.
sports
Yeah.
to bring the stars back.
I think it's the same thing that we face in Botswana at the moment, and if it's like that, it's something that we're facing as Athletics Africa. It's something that we're facing. So what are we saying as Athletics Africa? Are we letting, because the results of Nigeria, results of South Africa, Athletics Africa want to be able to win, get them the table and say, in this discipline of sports, in this code of sports, Africa is dominating too. I think there should be find a way to say, how can we work development program as Africa? How can we develop this talent? Because we know we have this talent, but where is this talent? This talent in this course. In this course, most of it, we come from families in athletics, my friend. Most of us as people come from families who couldn't provide. I came from a family who couldn't provide more because I wanted to be out there and be hard there. It's hard to be visible. You come from those small villages and areas. I think there should be more of development, deep development program that goes in the rural areas to find that talent, because what you put in place now, it doesn't work. It's already for someone who's already in the city, someone who's already put in place. What about someone who's not already put in place out there in the ground,
Yeah.
So,
And it's a lot of there's a lot to do, but then also I guess we look up to role models like you, and for the young people, they look is the success of the few people up there at the higher level that can motivate them and inspire them to do better. So, and the reason why we're actually trying to hear your own voice is you've been there, you've done that, you've gone through the up and downs. And so you're in a better position to say, this is how I've done it, and this is how you should do it. So, and I remember this, I think that was at the World IWF Awards. There's this picture where you were pointing to your tattoo. Can you tell us what's this about?
This tattoo is my personal best time. Is the one from the Olympics in London. It's the world junior record. I'm no longer a junior. I'm still standing as the world junior record. And it's I'm aiming to one day go do more. I came back last year. I get close to it. So it's something special. Something special. And that time brought home the first Olympic medal for my country. That gave hope to so many sports youngsters. And it got that value.
So it's been, when you look back, actually, it's like you've been in the sport for a long time. I mean, this 2020 now is 8 years ago when you arrived on that big stage, and you were like the next best thing after David Rudisha. And was this a lot of pressure for you to run under the shadow of the big man and coming up there after he got injured and he was not there anymore? Do you feel that pressure that it's not up to me to deliver and break this record and keep pushing the boundaries?
For me, this is how I felt when I came in. Rudisha was there. I was enjoying the game. I was relaxed. I was an underdog. There was less pressure. There was less stress. He was in a position where he was the guy to be beaten. And he held it up well. I also respect him and applaud him for being able to hold that position and deliver the result. In 2017, when we get to the World Championship in London, I was on top then. I was the guy to be winning that gold in London at the World Championship, But it was my first time. I'm not an underdog. It was my first time I'm in that position, and I felt like I couldn't handle it. I couldn't live up to the standard of it. But then now getting back to draw base, I'm working to achieve to better off. I'm working to see where I could take my boundaries, what I could achieve more. Running 141 last year showed me that I think I could still push and see what more I could do. I went out to Zurich Diamond League Final too. I tried to see what I could do with my body, showed me what I could do. So I go back to drawing board. I'm working on it again and try again. It's always about being brave and say, I'll try and see where it will take me.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we wish you all the best. And also, not only you, because in the last 2 years as well, you had athletes come also from Kenya, and I know that Rudisha is also trying to come back, so we have at least 4 or 5 guys from Africa who can actually challenge for that gold medal at the Olympics next year. So,
definitely.
And for us, it's important to support you guys, to make you visible, support your program and highlight what you're doing, because that's what gives us joy and that's what gives us motivation to keep doing what we're doing. So if you're going to advise some of the young juniors athletes in 800 meters, what are the things you think they should do, or how do they conduct themselves to be able to keep this long in the sport?
I think firstly, I'll tell them to be patient with that transition. Be patient with your transition from your certain junior age to senior stage. I could be fast at my junior stage, but I should be patient with my transition and knowing that it's not. It takes something out of the body to be able to deliver, then do something like that. So most of our junior athletes that comes up, if you do your analyzation and all, they don't really transit to senior stage. We have good juniors that come out really doing very well. But senior stage, you don't see them transit and deliver very well, because that transition, they're speeding it up. They're jumping some stages of growth that they should be taking. So I think take every step of growth and just keep on going up every step by step. Don't miss a step.
Yeah, that's quite important, actually, because there's so many athletes who have dropped out between the junior years to the seniors. And the dropout rate, the burnout rate is quite high in Africa. Especially for athletes who move early abroad to run, or for some who moved to the United States for studies.
Definitely.
Mostly after the education, that's the end of this track and field career. So, but again, I think one of the athletes told me that it's because they don't seem to get the support from the federations. So, for them, once they're able to get out of the continent and able to get a degree, they just want to focus on the career outside the sport.
It's because definitely it's something that I understand. If you leave the place without motivation, you wouldn't want to get in and live in that place. So I think we should make the sports environment more motivation, so that having more energy, more great positivity, so that even though they go out of the countries and study whatever they study, they still want to come back and do the sports. They still want to grow into that sport, in that field. I understand where that coming point of view.
Yeah, because last week we had on this show one of the Nigerian athletes who was a junior in, I think, 2015. And then she went to the US and finished her degree, and now she's dropped out of the sport. She's set up a kitchen and just went into business. And so that kind of portrays what you just said.
I think it's come again with insurance of the future. We look at insurance of the future, how assured my future it is in this path I am, looking at everything around, support around, how much am I putting into this to get to the line? Am I getting the same back? Most of us, we money that we win in the second, we're still putting it back into preparation for next season. So what about the season running? You don't have any income that comes in, So I think that's one big hole that is out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's also, what do you think the federation themselves can do to support these athletes? And also for even the experienced athletes who are now retiring and want to transit to other things like coaching, like, administration. What do you think they can do more to help you guys?
I think what could be done more is to set up, there should be a platform that's set up that support us from grassroots to the elite level. If you look at most of the support structures that we have in our federations across Africa, it's structures that support you to maybe from junior level, or maybe some of them, they support you from youth level to junior level, but elite level, they don't support you. Maybe some of them, they support you only from elite level, they don't support you from youth and junior, we should have a support structure that have a support in each and every stage, youth, junior, senior. Not only we support elite athlete. How am I getting to be elite athlete? It's a hard journey. Not only we support youth and junior, now as a elite, how am I keeping be stable there? It's tough. So I think we should try to introduce those kind of platforms that support in all full around circle. Then we could see a change. That's my thoughts on that.
So how do you see the fact that ex-athletes wants to go into coaching? Do you think that's a good pathway for them?
I think it's they've experienced it, they've walked into their journey, but everyone's journey is different. Everyone views things different. Everyone applied that energy into a different, see things different. So I think if someone goes in there, they want to make a change. They want to make a place better, because you get in there, you say, if this place was like this, definitely this is the kind of results I could have done. So for me, if those kind of people come out of the sports and go do administration, I expect better from them, because then definitely know that if this place was like
they
this,
know the pain.
this was I could have delivered like this. So I expect them to make it better. So that's how
they know the pain. So
exactly.
but in Africa, let's be honest, we have a lot of people in the administration of the sport who honestly shouldn't be there, who probably are there for different wrong reasons, So, and for most countries in Africa, I'll talk about a country like Nigeria. Most of the sports seems to be like the last, when they're setting up the cabinet, they pick some of the bright brains for finance, for transportation, health. Then when they get to sport, they're just like, who is there? Well, so it seems more like what positions they just pick the sport minister as a political patronage, rather than looking at someone who fits in that role. And that has affected a lot of African countries, because you end up having people in the sport who are not genuinely passionate or care about the sport.
Exactly. It's we need to look. Africans need to look at sport athletics as an investment. In sports, you invest on it. You invest on it on the yes. If you sit down if I want to be able, if I sit across the table now with let's say the official, the technical official of Nigerian team or Botswana team, I sit across with him and ask him, how many medals are you targeting in Tokyo? He says 5, and say, who are these 5 athletes you're targeting this medal from? He tells me, what are you doing for them now to make sure that in that position to deliver that medal? Then he answered me, I want to be able, those kind of people get in that position, they should be able to know that they'll be able to answer and fulfill those questions in a point to say, this is what it takes to get to the podium. And are you really doing what it takes for the kids to get to the podium? Because now if you sit across the table and ask, if I sit across the table with most of the technicals across Africa now and ask them, what's the medal target in the Olympic? They'll tell you 3. And then you ask them who from this, who? They didn't have an answer. What are you doing for them? They didn't have an answer. It's something that we should be looking to these places and tick it off before we could even look into say we would get those medals.
And the problem is, after the competition, if the athletes don't perform or have problems, then they just throw the blame on the athletes. And, I spoke to one of the Nigerian athletes a couple of weeks ago, and he's been trying to get in touch with the sport minister, because he felt this is the time to, now that the Olympics is postponed, is the time to actually put in a word to say this and this and this are what we need if we must get to the podium in Tokyo. I felt really sorry for him, because he shouldn't be in that position when he's the one trying to make that connection. It should be the other way around. The administrator should be the one reaching out to the athletes now, especially with the pandemic and all that, to say, what are you guys doing? How do you want to support you and your program towards the Olympics, and things like that. You personally, how much has the pandemic affected your program?
It definitely did affect my program deeper. I gain my income from races. We gain our income from races, we contract from races. No races, no income. So definitely half of the year went on without income, and all of those, which means now I'm digging up to whatever I had last year to pay to be able to keep my training going and keep my races going, because as you say, we don't get enough support we will need from federations for us to be able to achieve our Olympic dream. One means I'm investing in my Olympic dream as individual on the journey. So without this season racing and all, it definitely have left that tier on side there.
Yeah. Well, it's been a great time with you, and just to end this, what's your last word? What will you say to Africa? What are the things that you think we're not doing well? I mean, I know we've spoken about what the federation and the administrator can do better, but in terms of the continent, what can we do better to reposition athletics as a
I,
major sport on
I,
the continent? Because right
I
now
think
in Africa, it's football, rugby, and maybe cricket before they even consider athletics, which means money does not even come to the sport.
I think money doesn't come to the sport of athletics because we haven't we have we haven't set ourselves properly and
Yeah.
said this is us athletics Africa, and I said we don't have our own meets, we don't have anything. Africa athletics is it's where kind of like athletes are being signed to go to certain meets from Africa. We need to have our own meets in Africa, our own structure in Africa before we say we have athletics Africa. If investors money have to come in the sport, where does that money comes in the sports in Africa? If there's a meet in Nigeria, there's a meet in Kenya, there's a meet in South Africa. I believe we could do that. We could run fast times. I think we need to have something that is our own before we could say we have our own athletics Africa structure. We need that
Yeah.
structure. Yeah.
Well, on that note, I say thank you so much for coming. I know we woke you up early today for this program. Thank you so much. And I really enjoy your time on the show. And we'll keep watching, and we keep in touch and see how you're going and proceeding towards Tokyo. Or maybe we'll bring you back on the show towards the end of the year as well.
No, man.
Thank you so much.
I
All
appreciate
right.
you having me on the show, brother.
All right. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye.
Cheers, bye. Bye.
All right. So thank you so much for being part of the show this week. And we still have another athlete that we're bringing to you later today. Um, I'll keep that name for now. But then you stay with us. Thank you so much for being part of Bètá Convo today. And thank you so much. Bye.